Hey everyone, Tankenstein here, and welcome to an episode of Stock to Spaded. That's right, in this video, I will be taking the MiG-15 of the Russian Air Tech Tree, rank 5, currently battle rating 8.3, and take it from being stock all the way to Spaded, and see if it's worth your time to purchase, crew, and then fly. That said, the first match will show this plane as stock, so it will have only stock ammunition, stock performance, stock everything that you can get. Second match will be about Midway with about half of the performance parts added, and then the third match will be with everything on this aircraft, thus it will be spaded. And then I'll give a final recommendation on if I feel that this vehicle is worth really grinding all the way through, how good it was at the beginning compared to how good it is at the end, and well, you guys know the deal. That said though, let's get into it. So as we get close to the battle here, it's worth noting that I am in a total up tier, facing Demons, so the F3H2. Looks like there's a MiG-17 AS, two of them on my team, so this is a total up tier. Now that said, in some ways I actually kind of have a benefit in what I like to consider at least Warthunder's version of asymmetrical warfare. Now, a lot of these aircraft are very much based on, once you get missiles, that's kind of what they use, right? And a lot of players will try to force their missiles. And you see this in sports teams where people just try to force the ball to a single person, and it just doesn't work sometimes. And a lot of the time, these guys will try to force the use of their missiles because maybe they're new to them or something. But if I can trick them into gunfights, I should be good. Now, of course, that's not going to be every single instance here. So it looks like we have this F-84 here that hopefully I should be able to get the kill. Although this F-9F probably, got the kill. So that said, when it comes to this type of video, I want you guys to let me know what you guys think about it in the comments below, seriously, because this is a new type of video, again, that I might be building a series around. I don't want to just do bland gameplay. Gameplay is not necessarily something... I don't hate the idea of gameplay. A lot of people do it successfully and better than me, quite frankly. However, when it comes to gameplay, I want to have my own take on it. Not just, oh, I got some kills. And also bear in mind that this video is not meant to be like a, some video where I'm getting 50 million kills and that's the point of the video. By no means. I want you guys to see what this thing is like stock, strengths, weaknesses, and all. And, if it's any good stock and if it's any better spaded. So that said, I should hopefully be able to get this kill here. Hate these cannons so much. But hopefully I can get the kill. What? Did I just spark those? So I got 2 kills this far stock. Oh, I'll give him credit. I'll give him credit where credit's due. So what is that? That's 2 kills, not too bad. It looks like my team was being dominated, but I do deserve that in full. So, I mean, overall, for a stock aircraft, no modifications, not even anti-air belts or rather... cannon belts, ammo belts, it's not bad, I will say that. I also have a video that I may have already released for the Yak-28B in this same sort of format, and it is terrible. You might get like 400 points in a match, so being able to actually get top dog here on my team, despite the fact that, of course, we really died and still would be number 3 overall if including the enemy team, that's not too bad, so the MiG-15 stock feels okay. It's definitely, of course, I'm expecting it to be substantially better and primarily in the energy category because it will have a much better rate of climb, better turning, and all of that. And also, I expect it with the boosters to not necessarily compress as much. Compression is a big issue, so you kind of have to keep your speed low with this while also trying to keep it high. You have to keep it in like this mid-range area. So I expect that to be a little bit better too. So overall, the main benefits I expect to see are going to be in the way of energy once we get this thing all the way up. That said, let's get into the next match. Maybe I'll do somewhere in the middle, or, you know, once this is fully spaded. But yeah, let me know in the comments below. So it appears as though we are in a partial up tier. I mean, not too terrible, but of course, having any level of up tier kind of sucks, but you're not really going to get a down tier at 8.3 PR, at least not very commonly. But if you are extremely lucky. Now that said, I have around 3 of the performance modifications unlocked, so I've got the compressor, the wings, and the airframe. So this is around halfway all the way to spaded, at least again so far as performance is concerned, and I will be doing it once I get every single modification, performance and ammo and everything else included. So that said, one important thing to note is that in the original match, I believe I said that the boosters would give this a little bit better of an upgrade. It'd be one of the more important upgrades on this plane, but this aircraft actually does not have boosters, so it does not have the enhanceable boosters, unlike what the MiG-17 or MiG-15 BIS has. So the MiG-15 has the BIS has the boosters, whereas this does not. So that said, I'm going to kind of skip forward here to some combat, see what we could do, and hope I do well. I mean, I do notice immediately that there is a bit of a better climb rate, as one could imagine, as well as a few other things, but you know, overall it still isn't a fantastic performer, especially when it comes to roll rate. So that said, let's get into it. I'm going to try to get this A4 here. Hopefully I can turn in on him a little bit. Good, he doesn't really notice me all too much. Ooh, can I get this guy too? Nope, I can embarrass myself, however. Okay, I got this A4. I should be able to catch up to him fairly quickly, unless, of course, he runs into some trees. So I'm not having all too much luck actually getting close to any of these enemies. That A4 from before just ran away. And this F-86 here he's probably the closest enemy I've actually had thus far. Man, this roll rate is atrocious. It is just probably the weakest thing about this aircraft. Makes it really difficult to pinpoint your enemies. I'm just going to let him go, because I want to go for this F-86 over here. Maybe I can get the A4 on his way back. I'll probably actually have to get the A4. He's getting closer to me than that F-86 is. At least for now. So what do I have? I got 1 kill. I also killed a bot before. So yeah, this A4 is going to probably be a nice juicy target, hopefully. Yes, he is. Perfect, perfect, perfect. Nice and easy. So again, one of the biggest problems with this aircraft, and something I would love if it didn't, you know, exist in real life, but it's the roll rate. The roll rate is just, it's awful. I mean, I've had aircraft with no wings, or, you know, lack of control surfaces where they turn better in this, or they have a better roll rate. So while it does have a phenomenal turning rate, as you can see, I mean, I get knocked out very easily. It doesn't really have anything in the way of roll rate. So it looks like this match is likely over. I've got 2 kills, 1 or 2 bot kills. Not too bad. I mean, I can't really complain about that. Let's get into, I guess I'm just going to, again, research the rest of the mods on this aircraft, see what we could do. I'm not really, you know, sure exactly how I'll be pulling off the remainder of this type of video, but I do want to, you know, kind of build it as I go along, and if you guys give me some input as to how to best do a stock to spaded video, I'd be eternally grateful. That said, let's get into the last match. As we get closer to the battlefield, it is important to note a few things here. Now, this aircraft is fully spaded, and it is substantially better in terms of performance, as one might expect when it comes to the MiG-15. Now, it does have a much better and noticeable increase in rate of climb. So as you can see, I mean, I'm at around 2,500 meters, 720 kilometers per hour. Not even reached the bases yet on my team, so this is pretty damn substantial. Also, their enemy bomber, I see him right there. So, it has a phenomenal rate of climb. It does not have a good roll rate at all. The aileron roll on this is just absolutely abysmal, especially beyond 850 kilometers per hour. It is dreadful, one of the worst in the game rather, and that stops it from being effective when it comes to chasing down more nimble aircraft like the F-86, one could argue the F-4, or A-4 rather, because what will happen is they can shift their weight, they can shift their energy from left to right very, very quickly in a moment's notice, whereas I can't, quite frankly, and that is a major weakness of this aircraft, and that is something that's not improved at all by the fact that I now have this thing fully spaded. Because it does not have boosters, the roll rate is no better. Now, the MiG-15 BIS has boosters, but of course this is not the MiG-15 BIS. The MiG-15 BIS also has a G-suit, which would make this aircraft tremendously better, but of course the standard MiG-15 does not have a G-suit. And so what will happen is, you know, not only does that aircraft get slightly less bad when it comes to compression, but the MiG-15 BIS will also not knock your pilot out instantly. It looks like this guy has bombs. Yes, he does. Hopefully he turns up in a second. Doesn't really matter so much if he does. I just want to be out of this chase. Yeah, I'm going to turn around. This is a waste of my time. So, obviously, I mean, I'm pulling 12 Gs right there. Phenomenal, right? But the problem is, again, if I had a G-suit, I could pull like 0.6 Gs less would kind of affect me, if that makes a sense. And that would be awesome. But, of course, I don't have that. So this aircraft is ultimately not so much limited by its performance. The MiG-15 BIS also takes off where this leaves off, if that makes any sense. So the MiG-15 BIS pretty much has all of the stock stats of the spaded MiG-15, which is very nice. I'm going to go for this G91 here. He looks like he doesn't have too much energy, but of course, I cannot really turn into this. And of course, I'm going to miss all those shots. Somehow. That's just how it kind of is today for me. If that was a Sabre, I would have been able to actually hit him because I could throw my energy around a little bit better. Finally got a kill. An ugly kill, mind you. But it was a kill nonetheless. So I've got this G91 here, thinking about going for him, hopefully. Typically, that's not my normal prey, but, of course, if I can get it, I can get it, and I'm not looking like I can actually get it. Okay, got the crit, works for me, and should be able to get this kill. Should normally be able to get that kill. But, of course, I don't know what it is, but my aiming is just absolutely terrible tonight. But long story short, when it comes to this aircraft, I'd be surprised if he survives this for me to be able to come back around and get him. But long story short, when it comes to this aircraft in particular, it is phenomenal when it comes to turn rate, when it comes to powerful cannons. That was nice. When it comes to so many things. But what limits it most is the fact that what it doesn't have. It doesn't have those boosters. It doesn't have the things that you might notice on the MiG-15 BIS. You know, it doesn't have the G-suit. It doesn't have a slightly better engine. And yes, I mean, as you saw before, chasing down that Sabre, it just didn't have that, which sucked. You know, genuinely, that was really, really bad. And you'll run into that quite often in an up tier. You know, you will face enemies that, while this plane is fast, it's not the fastest. And Sabres, historically speaking, and in Warthunder, are almost always going to be your main opponents. And you just can't really catch up to them. They can just move a little bit faster than you, and that's just how it is and how it will always be. But ultimately, I mean, this aircraft is still extremely capable. Typically, I average around 2 or... Whoa, that was weird. I average around 2 to 4 kills per match with it. Not bad. You know, I mean, at 8.3 VR, fully spaded, I say that this aircraft is more than worth it. You know, I think that the MiG-15 BIS, again, is a straight upgrade from this. And after flying this, you'll probably want more MiG-15, so the MiG-15 BIS is not at all a bad place to go. But ultimately, This aircraft, the MiG-15, fully spaded, 8.3 PR. Yes, stock to spaded, this aircraft is worth it. And as you saw there, even with the 23mm cannons, as my only cannons left, I got 2 real quick, easy kills against ground units, against tanks, no less. So, not too bad, and you can have a lot of matches on this where it's very much the same as this. There's 1 enemy left, 2 enemies left, they're not coming out to fight. You can just use your cannons to destroy ground vehicles, especially tanks, and you can end up getting, I've had over 3,000 score in matches very often from getting 1 or 2 aircraft kills and a ton of ground kills. So, I mean, ultimately, yes, this aircraft, again, fully spaded, worth it. Very good when it comes to multi-role in air RB, and also can do some damage in ground RB, but, again, this is definitely worth it, unlike the Yak 28B. Either way, thanks so much again. I think this match is about over. But, you know, I appreciate every single view that you guys give me. Let me know what you guys think about this type of video in the comments below. Should I continue with my stock to spaded series? And if so, how can I improve it? But either way, see you all on the other side. Take care, everyone.